Hey everyone, it is good to be back. Hopefully you have had a relaxing resurrection celebration on Sunday and yesterday, and you have found that the resurrection reality has permeated your lives, and it really brought about that transformation. And it's a process, I know, but it's sparked by the resurrection. And that's why Jesus came, that's why he died, was to free us from captivity and allow us to step back into the vocation of image bearers, that we are the image bearers of God, and our vocation and our calling is to live in and lead in worship and lead in that relationship with God. And hopefully you have found that, and it's a process, and you've just enjoyed it Sunday, yesterday, and it's, again, something, the resurrection reality. The resurrection is not a one-day event. It's an everyday event that we have to live every moment, be mindful of it, and step into that reality every day. I've enjoyed, I've taken some time off. Well, not really, it's Tuesday, and I took yesterday off, and today I'm kind of relaxing, catching up on some reading, writing, watching a couple of my favorite genres of TV and movies, and that's the knights back in the day. And I've always fascinated with the sword play, when they grab the sword, when the knight pulls out his sword, and there's always that dramatic moment when they're facing someone, they're facing the enemy, and whether they pull it out and they like point it to them, or sometimes they even pull it out, and then this is one of the best dramatic moments when they take the sword and like shove it into the ground, and they say, nope, I'm not gonna go, you're not gonna come any closer, or whatever it is. There's that dramatic kind of drawing the line in the sand. And I wonder sometimes if that's what Paul is talking about in Colossians chapter 3, when he says, since you have been raised to new life with Christ, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand. Think about the things of heaven, for you have died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ. And when Christ, who is your life, is revealed to the whole world, you will share in his glory. Put to death the sinful natures. And I think the resurrection gives us the power to draw our sword and shove it into the ground and say, we will not walk in that old way anymore. And it should give us the ability to think clear with the work of the Holy Spirit in our lives, because that's what we're promised, is to be able to say, this old life we are dead to, and we are going to take a stand to what the old life has, or some of these patterns, these behaviors that we need to put to death. Because of the resurrection, we can shove the sword in the ground and say no more. And here's the key that I have learned, and maybe you've learned as well. I'm bleeding. I stabbed myself. I'm gonna have to make this quick. The one thing that I have learned is this isn't just a one-time thing. The battle is constant. And remember, I said on Sunday that Revelation says that in the resurrection, Satan was thrown down, and he's upset, and he's going to be running around like a little jerk, trying to trip us up, trying to destroy us. But we have the power of the Holy Spirit in us, so we do have the power, the sword, to put in the ground. But it's not just a one-time deal. We are in a constant battle. And sometimes it's waking up in the morning, and for me, I've learned this. I have to wake up right away and declare my allegiance to Christ. I have to say, I am here for you, and this day I give to you. And not just that one time in the morning, but throughout the day, I have to be mindful. And that's why Paul says, keep thinking about the things above and not on this earth, for we have died to the things of this earth. So, the resurrection reality, it's just not a one-time deal, a one-time thought. It's in every moment, a moment-by-moment battle that we are claiming victory in our own lives. And I think it's important that we are mindful, and like Paul, are keeping our thoughts and our ways of living on Christ. And sometimes, if you're like me, I need to think about this. I need to take my sword and I need to shove it into the ground, or I need to draw it and lift it up and say, no more. I have the victory to live a life that God has called me to because of the cross and resurrection. That's the hope. That's the power that we have. Well, I need to go because now there's a lot of blood gushing from my thumb, and this will also teach me not to play with swords. So children, if you're at home watching, don't play with swords unless you have parental guidance around you. I also need to get back to some writing. Love you guys. Hope you are doing well and living into this resurrection reality. And we will see you tomorrow for our live show. Have a good night.